The story of my broken heart is a complex one. I'm not 100% sure what is the actual reason behind the medical phenomena of blocked arteries. But what I do know is that the idea of a broken heart is something society tries to ignore. But I identify a number of themes that caused my heart to be broken. One of them is a failed romantic relationship that lasted for more than 2 decades. In the year that I was diagnosed with coronary artery disease, my father passed away. Then the all-pervasive theme that I was living a lie. I was producing music for people day and night at the expense of my own dream. The theme of loneliness. I lived a lie also, in the sense of could not conform to what society deemed normal. Always on the run, always passionate, always driven, but almost living with an incessant lack of belonging. I think all of these things contributed to a broken heart. It's not just one thing. I have actually learned that although I thought I was okay, that I was living such an unhealthy life. There were so many patterns in my day-to-day living that was really just unwell. But what I've learned is that there is an answer to a broken heart. And we can address these patterns. But we have to be open-minded that those answers might not be the obvious answers. Music. Clever people have been struggling, as far as the timeline goes back, to define music. The common definition for music is a combination of rhythm, melody, and harmony. It's just a bunch of academic nonsense. Music is sounds combined that has an effect on you. It's so interesting. If I go sit down at the piano and I play, I can literally see my heart rate go down on my watch. I can literally see my stress levels go down. And now that I have, I think, a better understanding of my heart, of my broken heart, I'm so mindful of the role that music actually plays in my life. Not only what I need to do with music, but how important music is also just for me. This is one of the toughest things that I've had to sever from, is moving from living a life of music only for other people towards a life where music also matters for me. My father just always used to sit and play. He was always doodling around on the piano in such a terrific way that I was observing, I was listening, and I was actually unaware that I was falling in love with music. His philosophy was always, you don't force a kid to learn piano. You don't force a kid to do any music. You make music, and if it happens to inspire them, they will fall in love with music. what is the culture of a world that celebrates rest? It's such a different view. You have to open a new conversation about God. You have to talk about what is the God in your head look like. We laud busyness. We laud striving. Because it's all about how busy we stay and how hard we work and how hard we try, to our own detriment and the detriment of those around us, to the detriment of our, the people that work for us. And I think it's so refreshing, the lifestyle of being invited into rhythms of rest, where you're allowed to breathe, where you're allowed to just be. I think one of the struggles for me always was the sense of feeling misunderstood. From various angles and from various sources, from various people, the idea that I've always been drawn to a different path. But I've chosen not to succumb to a world that expects of me to crush my own dreams every day. And I've come to terms with the fact that that lifestyle requires different patterns, different habits. So I'm intentional about resting. I'm intentional about eating different. I'm intentional about my sleep. I'm intentional about my love. I'm intentional with who is in my inner circle and who's not. I've come to terms with the fact that I'm fragile. I've come to terms with the fact that we don't live here forever. But one thing that has now happened after all of this is, I think for the first time, I am now living the dream that I was unaware of its shape and its size and its dimensions when I was young. I am now waking up in the morning and making music, making the kind of music that I want to, not only doing what other people expect of me. I think we make too much of the destination. I think the journey has in some way to become the destination. Finding the key words. What is it that you should do? What is it that I should do? I need to lead, I need to inspire. I believe we all need to figure out those two words. I believe this is the thing that if we go without it, we say yes to anything. Or worse, we say yes to everything. And we fall apart completely. And the way to keep on doing that, and the way to keep on being good at that, is to be intentional about everything. About every aspect of my life.